As you're looking out ahead, and again, as you've soberly reminded us, and we all need to be sober right now around the fear and anxiety, that there is going to be a time horizon out into the future. And the human condition, I think, when we're feeling afraid or anxious, we go into this scarcity mindset and try to hold on to what we have. And we go into CYA and shame and blame. And those things are very human conditions for self-protection. What I would ask is, how would you guide us, and how would you say that when leaders say, in spite of that recognition of our humanity, I still choose an abundance mindset. I still choose to operate despite my fear and anxiety. I have the courage to step in. What closing advice or guidance would you tell us for those who seem to be effective at choosing abundance over scarcity?
Yeah, it's a great question. It is easy to get into that, sort of fortification mindset, right? I'll just, put sandbags around my bunker and we'll get through this. And I think you have to do some of that, right? I think effective leaders are working on contingency planning and staunching the bleeding and preparing for hard decisions and tightening where they can tighten. All of that is necessary. But the exceptional leader, I think, is also thinking about how they move to a place of caring and service. I was on the phone at the end of last week with a business owner who runs a very interesting business outside of Denver. And I won't go into all the details of it, but part of his platform, which is a benefits platform that employers can buy into, that provides resources for financial gaps that employees might have, so that they don't have to tap into their 401k and all of that. It's a really interesting business model he's developed. But part of their platform is a benevolence platform, right? So if there's someone in the organization who's going through a hard time, they can begin to take donations from other employees or from outside the organization, and then direct those monies to a particular person. They can just create a general benevolence fund, and then as needs arise, they can begin to move resources to people. And he told me, he said, there was one family in this particular company that had an immediate need based on their circumstances, and within 7 hours the platform was up and they'd raised $2,500 for this family. Boom, right? Done. This is the power of the kind of technology that we have available to us. He's working with a group of churches, pastors who have come together in the Denver metro area to say, how do we begin to create a pool of resources for people in our congregations who are going to be struggling, who are going to be out of work and all of that. I love that, right? We all can do something, right? We all have the ability to do something. And I think in this time, if leaders can create space for that and opportunities for that, it's part of that human connection that we feel like we're still, valuable and useful. I can put $10 in a pot. My circumstances are not so dire that I can't contribute in some small way. And creating opportunities. I have a friend who runs the training camp for the Pittsburgh Pirates in Florida. Obviously the training camps shut down, but they partnered with a local restaurant and made the decision that they were going to provide meals for frontline workers. So, I saw pictures posted of Jeff and his team, delivering 1,500 pizzas, one afternoon in a drive-by situation. They kept a local restaurant in business. Multiple levels of service, right? That's an abundance mentality. It's what can we do in a positive way that's going to contribute immediately. If you really scan the landscape, you can see all kinds of stories like that emerging. Businesses donating, businesses making adjustments. There's all kinds of technology platforms being leveraged. A woman who is on the board for a community hospital system near here set up a website, and you can go in and sign up for meals and pay a certain amount, and then choose from a variety of restaurants, and snacks get delivered and all that kind of stuff to the hospital workers and the frontline workers. So I think there are lots of ways to choose abundance in this, and I think it does create a sense of community and belonging. Desire for each of us at the very core of who we are is a place where we can be accepted and we can belong and we can contribute. And so we all have the ability to do that in some way. And the most exceptional leaders are going to be creating spaces and opportunities for that, even in the midst of difficult times.
I love it. So we don't lose sight of our caring and serving qualities
Mm.
in the space of needing to
Exactly
do the
right.
kinds of hard choices for protecting.